welcome. Tonight, we're going to do what we just call a live chat. And the person that I'll be chatting with today is not a guest, she's one of us. She's the founding member of this group. And I've known her now for, I'm sure, maybe up to 20 years or close to 20 years. So at the right time, she will introduce herself. But the topic we want to talk about today is how to effectively support someone who is grieving. How to effectively support someone who is grieving. And the magic word there is effectively, because we all try to support people that are grieving. But the question is that, is our support effective? Is when we say we are supporting somebody, does the person feel supported? And as she's sharing, if you have any question or any contribution you want to make, you can just note it down. At the end of going through the questions with her, you can now ask your questions or you can make your contribution at that point. So my speaker tonight is Evangelist Joy Ejiofor.
Mhm.
Evangelist Joy, you're welcome tonight. So just tell us,
Thank
say
you.
hello to
Thank
us
you
and
for
tell us a
having
bit
me.
about yourself as we kick in.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. You're all welcome to this program.
Mm.
My name is Joy Ezejofo, and I'm a mother of four by the grace of God. And then I'm a social worker by profession based in Dublin. And thank you for having me tonight.
All right. You're welcome. And
Mhm.
thank you for volunteering to share with us tonight, because I believe there are valuable things that we are going to be learning from you. And thank you for your commitment to this group over the years. All right, so she's introduced herself. She's joining us all the way from Dublin. It's interesting that we have people joining us from different countries, even right now. People joining from Uganda in Africa, people joining from Reading in the UK, people joining from Dublin and other parts of Ireland as well. So we are all welcome. So, like I say, we're talking about how to effectively support someone who is grieving. So, my first question to you, Joy, is have you ever experienced grief?
Yeah, my answer is yes.
Okay, you've experienced grief. Okay, so do
I've
you mind
experienced
telling
it.
us a bit about your experience with grief?
My experience with grief is with I have two experiences. One was my dad's when my dad died, and
Mm,
the other one was my immediate senior brother.
okay,
Yeah. My dad died in 2012, I think.
okay.
And during that time, I was here in Dublin, and
Mm,
he wasn't feeling well. He's 84. He's an elderly, but no matter how aged someone is, you will still feel the pain.
that's true.
Because, yeah, you will still feel that pain.
Mm,
And the experience was very painful because maybe the way it happened, because I spoke with him on Tuesday, and then the same time that on Wednesday he passed. He was even telling me that, oh, he's fine now. That he could do things and all that. That he's feeling better. So to my surprise, I was at work the next day, the same time next day, because I normally call him when I'm on break. And
mm,
then to call him that same time the following day, they told me that he just passed. I was
yeah,
shocked. So
mm,
it was a painful one.
mm,
And then, but that of my brother, I
mm,
can't, in fact, it was a shock to me because I normally discuss with him at least once a week.
okay.
But I realized that each time we are talking, the wife is always there. He will not want to open up. In
Mm,
my brother's grief, I will say that I was grieving emotionally even before he died. That's why I just want to give us a little bit of the story why I was grieving emotionally
okay.
and before he now passed on. So
Mm,
he couldn't tell me anything, and then the one day one of my I have we have my in my family we have five boys and three girls. So one
mm,
of the wives of the other one of my siblings now visited them.
mm,
So when she visited them one of the days, my brother's wife that just died had a supermarket. He was in the shop, and then the kids were in school. So something just prompted that my sister-in-law to go and see them. So he
Mm,
went there, and she went there and then knocked the door.
mm,
My brother was inside. It took my brother 30 minutes
mm,
from where he was sitting down, 30 minutes to crawl to the door
mm,
to get the door. So
mm,
my sister-in-law was surprised, and then he opened the door.
mm,
Eventually, he saw my brother on the floor. It
mm,
was, and she immediately rang one of my sister that is there in Lagos. They rushed
mm.
him to the hospital, gave him, he took 4 pints of blood.
Wow.
And this is the person I was speaking to. He didn't tell me. And when the wife was there, he would not want to say something. So I was
Mm,
like, why did the wife not tell us that he's sick? They rang me.
mm,
It was a painful, I was just so devastated. I was emotionally traumatized because I was thinking of
mm,
what my brother was passing through
mm.
at that moment. So it happens that he was now diagnosed with kidney problem.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Mm,
we there was no no help. Like people would just ring and then
mm,
say that they heard that my brother is sick and all that. They
mm,
will not ring. They will just nothing to help. No help rendered to me or to our family or whatever. So, but one thing I kept asking myself that time is that why would my sister-in-law do such a thing? Why can't you ring somebody that your husband is very sick?
Okay,
And
so
she
what
was,
happened now was that your brother was very sick.
Mhm.
None of you, the siblings, were aware that he
We were
was
not
that sick.
aware that he was very sick. We were not aware. I
Wow.
don't know what was wrong with going on between them. Each time I ring or ring my brother, sorry, at a time he will want to talk to me. He will want to say something, but because the wife is there
Mm,
at that time, he won't say that thing.
mm,
So it was later I now knew that maybe
mm,
the wife was maltreating him. We didn't want him to tell me what was going on with him. And I asked my wife that, why did you do that? Why didn't you tell anybody? She said
mm,
she was using what she has to take him to the hospital, the little money that she's saving to take him to the hospital. I said, but you cannot do it alone.
yeah.
So it was so painful. It was so painful because eventually he was getting better. And then I decided to flew him here to Dublin to come and have treatments. And in the process of doing that, he passed.
Oh no.
That even added more to my grieving. It was so devastated. I was so devastated. It was
Wow.
devastating what happened that time to my brother.
How old was he
So
when he passed?
he passed, he was 48.
Okay, he was not even up to
Mm,
50. Yeah.
not up to
And
50.
and he was married with children, right?
Yes, he was married with 5 kids.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
he was
Wow.
married
I
with
know
five
that
kids.
that can really, really be very painful, especially if
Mm,
it's something that if there was a medical intervention on time that could have saved his
yes.
life. So I can just imagine that. So sorry for that loss.
Mm,
It's good to know that you also have had a grief experience.
mm.
And like we said, our topic for today is how to effectively support someone who is grieving. So what was it like receiving support when you experienced these two grief, that of your dad and that of your brother?
Thank you. That of my dad was actually so amazing
Mm,
because I was here in Dublin and I was with Kingdom Gospel Center Ministry at the time. They were
mm,
very lovely. Some people will ring me to ask me what do I want to, how am I feeling.
mm,
They showed empathy with me. Even I decided to do my dad's wakekeeping here before traveling to Nigeria. It
mm,
was amazing. The day was so glorious. I didn't spend one penny.
wow.
Everyone rallied around, everything, all the things that the people they ate and everything was just taken care of. I was surprised.
Mm,
So even when we traveled home, people keep
mm,
coming to us and tell us how good our dad was, how my dad
mm,
was feeding them, people that he was sending to school without us even
mm.
knowing.
Wow.
So with my dad's grief,
Mm,
I healed quickly because of the help
the
I
support,
received from
yeah.
the church,
Mm,
from home, and all that.
mm,
So That
That's
one
amazing. Yeah.
year was an amazing time during
Mm,
my dad passing. Even though he was 84,
mm,
we still miss him
mm.
like, he's our dad.
Of course. Yeah, definitely. Mm,
Mhm. So
yeah.
the experience I had with my brother uh,
Mm,
is nothing to write home about
mm,
because of the single act that the lady,
mm,
my brother's wife, did. They left her on her own, and the children were there. It was not a good one. It was not a good one because I have to put it on myself. I didn't, though she offended us,
mm,
there's no doubt about that. But because we are Christians and God said we should forgive,
mm,
so I have to just I didn't even think about that.
mm,
I showed empathy. I didn't think about that. I wasn't talking about why did she not say any tell me or whatever. I just left
mm,
that aside,
mm,
thinking of what to do because she was left alone. So
mm.
nobody was helping her.
Wow.
The children were there. So
Mm,
I just felt in my heart, well, this is a
mm,
serious matter.
mm.
It was a bad time for me, for the family.
Wow. So
So it wasn't
it's
a
good.
good experience at all.
Mm, wow. It's good to know that in grieving, you've experienced to grief now, and then you have an experience of a positive support where you felt supported, you felt loved when you lost your dad. And then when you lost your brother, because of the circumstances that happened before his death, for the fact that his wife knew he was critically ill, but she didn't tell anybody, and she was not taking, I'm sure she was not giving him the kind of treatment he required. Otherwise, he wouldn't
Yeah.
be just at home there, just
No.
suffering there. So that because of what happened, of course, everybody, like you said, everybody backed out, and
Mm.
the support that the family needed was not really there, and especially his immediate family was not there.
Mm.
Yeah. So when you say like you showed empathy, what did you exactly do? How did you show empathy towards his family?
Yeah. I showed empathy towards his family by taking up the responsibility of the children.
Wow.
Yeah, I asked her what was in her mind, what did she want to do? Because she told me that my brother said she shouldn't take the children to the mother. She had the mother at the time. If
Okay.
later her mother died, that she
Mm,
shouldn't take those children to any of her family
mm,
members. So I spoke with the children
mm,
that they should. One thing I want them to do to be good children, be
mm,
close to God,
mm,
and they should please not disappoint me. That
mm,
this thing I want to take up is a kind of something I believe my brother would love to do if he's alive.
mm,
So I take it upon myself. I asked her what she wanted me to do. She said
mm,
if I can even be paying the school fees, she will try her best with every other thing,
mm,
which by the grace of God, I've been doing since my brother died. One of the first daughter has now finished nursing school,
yeah,
and
mm,
there are two of them are still in the university, and the other two younger ones are. One is in 50 form 5, or I don't know what they call it in Nigeria, year 50 year, and then
mm.
the other one is in second year. So
Wow.
I've been doing that, paying their house rent. So by the grace of God, they are doing well. They are not
Mm.
wayward, or they are studying. They know what they want.
Praise
So I just thank God. Yeah.
God. That is a huge responsibility. And that is what, like anybody that lives in this part of the world will not understand. They will just be wondering, how can you just take over your brother's
Mm,
responsibility? But in Africa, where there is no kind of support from the government or whatever, if family doesn't help, or if friends and family don't help, then you don't really have anybody to help you, except if a stranger if you just find favor before a stranger. So what Joy is trying to let us know is like after her brother's passing, the brother died, leaving 5 children, and she had to step in to take over the brother's responsibility of raising those children, of paying their fees, or and even paying their house rent. And I know that that is a lot because school is not cheap anywhere. School in Nigeria is not cheap. So sponsoring 5 children and still paying their house rent. I don't know how you've been doing that. And your brother died. Which year did your brother die again?
he died in, I think it's 2019. I
Okay,
was,
2019. Wow. So that's like 6 years ago. So for the last
mm,
6 years, you've been carrying this heavy burden and you have your own family of four as well. And
mm,
you have your own life to live. So I don't know how you are coping, but thank God
yes,
for your life.
God.
Thank God for how you said because of the empathy you put yourself in your brother's shoes and you
Mm,
asked yourself what would he have done, and you know that he would have wanted his children to go to school, so you stepped in.
mm,
So I pray that God will continue to strengthen you in that role that you have assumed, and He
mm,
will continue to provide for you. And just like you see the children are doing well, we pray that they will continue to be committed to God and to their
mm,
studies so that they will get the best out of the opportunity that God has provided for them through you.
amen.
So yes, you mentioned that you that you had empathy. That was why you step into the role of raising your brother's children. So you want to like tell us more about the role that empathy plays in receiving support and in giving support during grief.
The role empathy plays is giving the person that is grieving assurance,
Mm,
giving the person that is grieving hope that peace be still, that God is there and there's help, that
mm,
somebody cares about them,
mm,
and it will help them um, to heal from their grief.
yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
That's actually very powerful because I remember when we're having this discussion in one of our meetings, and then we talk about like the role empathy and active listening and all those things play. And I think when somebody is empathetic towards you, it makes you feel valued. It makes you feel like it's like there's a kind of sign of relief. Oh, somebody understands what I'm going through. Because each time you put yourself in somebody else's shoes, just you are able to sense and imagine what the person is going through. The person will feel understood.
Mm,
And at that point, the person will also feel help. So yes, so I think I can imagine like somebody that is going through grief and they find someone that is empathetic towards them, and that will also enable them to begin to also heal and heal faster as well.
mm,
But for you now, I know you to be a very empathetic person. We define empathy as the ability to sense somebody's emotion and to imagine yourself being in that person's shoe. Just like imagine yourself if I were in this person's shoes, if I were in the same circumstances, how will I feel? And if I felt this way, what would I want somebody to do for me? And you're able to put yourself in that in your brother's shoes, and that is why you stepped
mm,
up.
mm,
That's supporting his family. And like I said, I know you are very empathetic because I know that even in my relationship with you over the years, I've seen how you've displayed empathy towards me when I was going through some challenging times. I remember when we're still in Dublin, and my marriage was in crisis, and it like almost the whole world was against me. I know how you stood by me. I know how you've stood with me, even in prayers, in certain circumstances that I've gone through. And even when my daughter died, you were one of the few people that traveled all the way from Dublin to come to Reading, United Kingdom, where I live. And what actually touched me about that trip was that one, yes, you came on that trip. I was touched. I felt loved. I felt cared for. But I also knew that you had a holiday that you planned for your children at that point, and you had to cancel the holiday to come. So that's to tell you, like, in our times of challenges and difficulties, the sacrifice people make for us is because of the empathy that they feel for us. So I'm telling all these stories now to agree that yes, I know you to be a very empathetic person. So how does one cultivate empathy? That is the question I'm trying to ask now from all my story.
um, for me, I would say maybe three things. First thing I would
Okay.
say is in my nature.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in my nature. That's first thing. And the secondly is that with the way I was brought up,
Mm,
yeah, and then watching my parents,
mm,
what they do. So when we were growing up, I see my mom and dad always stepping into people's shoes. Maybe if they're having challenges, they take it upon themselves to make sure that that person or that family is okay. They will do their best to affect their life, to have an impact in whatever they are passing through. So I kind of grew up to see them do that. And even as young as I was then, there is this couple that they are family friend, but they are not uh, well to do that kind of way. But they have a son, only one son that they have, and that child was very sick, and they didn't have money to buy medication for this child. So I remembered that I went to my mother to just cook up something so that she will give me money, so that I will give it to that woman, the woman of the couple, so that they can buy medication in chemist for the son that was sick. So it's in me. It's something that is in me. I don't like seeing people having issues. Even there was one couple, they came from Budapest to this place, and they have issue of accommodation. I have to step in. All their luggages was I there was a time that period I paid somebody to clear my shed, that I want to declutter my own thing, luggages in the room, in the house, put things in the container or boxes and put it there. But I had to forgo my own needs and ask them to bring their luggage, everything that they wanted to, the excess they have, into my shed.
Yeah.
I did that. My children was like, Mom, you did this thing for us. I said, but let's say even if it is me, I, they will want to help me as well. So it's in my nature, and I always find time. I always look where I can impact life, what I can do to help somebody. Yeah, so that is me.
Okay.
That's how
Yeah.
I cultivate that empathy. Yeah, nature and watch my parents and all
Okay.
that.
Your upbringing. Yeah.
My
Yeah.
upbringing.
Yeah, I think from what you have said so far now, yeah, you've given us some tips on how we can cultivate empathy. For some people, I think is when I think about this empathy, cultivating empathy, I think it reminds me of leaders. When sometimes people ask, are leaders born or are leaders made? So it's like empathy. Is one born with empathy or does one learn to have empathy? And I think the answer is both ways. There are some people that
Mm,
naturally have a very kind heart. They always feel the pain of others. So naturally, some people come that way. But on the other hand, everybody can also cultivate empathy.
mm,
So, like for Evangelist Joy now, she said her nature, she's like the way she was born, she just see herself to be very empathetic, have this kind heart towards people, and because her upbringing also contribute, and it's true, our upbringing contributes to everything that we become in life.
mm,
If you have parents that are kind-hearted, that are very accommodating, they take in visitors, you grow up that way. Just like I remember when we were growing up, I remember, okay, like when I got married, we had a lot of people that were staying with us because my husband was firstborn and he had like maybe nine or how many siblings. And me too, I was firstborn and I'm even from a polygamous home. So I have a lot of siblings. So and then we always have friends like in Nigeria. Then somebody is good. We are living in Abuja. Somebody okay. And originally we're from Benue. Maybe somebody is going to Kaduna. They'll just show up in your house without any notice, and they say, "Oh, I'm on my way to Kaduna, and I stopped in Abuja to greet you people before I continue my journey." And what they are looking for is support and all that. So our house was always full. But one thing but because I grew up in a home that was always full as well, we're very accommodating. Visitors will come, you vacate your bed for them, you share bed with them. So it was not really anything for me when I had my own home and visitors were coming. So I was able to accommodate. So that is to tell us that like our upbringing also affects the kind of heart we had towards people. If you grow up in a way that you are very selfish, you could never give anything to people, it might be difficult. But on the other hand, even if your nature, by nature, you are not a very empathetic person and your upbringing didn't help matters, you can still cultivate empathy. It's a skill that everybody can learn. And a lot of times, life experiences also teach us empathy. Like for me, the empathy I have towards those that are grieving now is because of my own life experiences, because of the experience of having raising a child with special needs for so many years and then eventually losing her, going through other life issues here and there, have also taught me to be empathetic. That when I see somebody in a similar situation, my heart moves for that person because I know what it is to go through that pain. So our life experiences can also help us to be empathetic. And having said all this, if you've not even gone through anything yourself, it's just putting your imagination to work, playing different scenarios in your head and telling yourself, oh, assuming I was the one now that was married with 5 children and I lost my spouse and I don't have enough income to even pay the house rent, talk less of feeding them before I even think of their school. How will I feel? How will I feel if somebody stepped in to help me? So if you can also create that scenario in your head and just think of what you will do, then you realize that okay, yes, you'll be able to do something about the situation. Yeah. Thank you, Sister Faith. I can see you clapping. I know if you want to say something, we'll give you opportunity to talk very shortly. But as we continue with this discussion, what tips can you give to someone who wants to effectively support a loved one who is grieving?
Okay, I would say put yourself in people's shoe
Mm,
in order to enable you to see how you can help and be an active listener.
mm,
And when you listen to them, take action. Don't just listen and leave them to it. Take
mm,
action
mm.
and then let them feel that you care and don't be judgmental.
Okay. All
You
right.
shouldn't be judgmental.
Okay.
So that's a few tips. There is a lot of them, but that few
Mm,
tips can help us to make a
okay.
difference.
All right, okay. And just in case you are here or you are or you for anybody that'll be watching the replay of this and you're wondering what is active listening, I've done some videos on my YouTube channel where I talk about active listening and how we can learn to listen actively. So you can go back and watch those videos. And if you want to also know more about empathy, like I say, we've been talking about these topics and these words for the last few weeks. So I've done videos on them as well. So you can go back and watch them. But when we're talking about active listening, it's just for you to listen with concentration, that you hear more than the words that the person is saying. You give the person your full attention. So, in summary, that is what it is. But you can go back and watch the videos to learn more about it. So, Evangelist Joy said that for us to effectively support somebody, we need to put ourselves in their shoes. We need to make them know that I may not know exactly what you are going through, but I have an imagination of it. And based on my imagination, I've put myself in your shoes and this is how I can help you in practical ways. And of course, even if the way I want to help you is not what you want, I'm also open to learn. If there are better ways I can help you, let me know. I'm willing to help you. So just making yourself available to help them, listen when they talk. And sometimes they might say, oh, I don't need help, but their body language is saying something. You can see from the way they are tired, the way they are discouraged. You look around, maybe there's not enough food in the house. You know that these people need help. You look around, maybe their house is unkept. Even though they are saying, oh, I don't need help, we're okay. You can see from the way the children are yawning that these children have not really eaten anything good today. So the language around can still speak, and based on that you can still act. So yes, every one of us can effectively support someone who is grieving. Okay, we're going to be winding down now. So for someone who is grieving right now and the person feels all alone, Evangelist Joy, what will you say to such a person?
I would advise them to reach out to somebody. It
Okay.
could be a friend, it could be a counselor that has passed through this, they have passed through what they have passed through and have studied about it in helping people that is grieving. So they shouldn't be alone because there's a saying that says a problem shared
Mm,
is half
I have solved.
half solved.
Mm,
So we shouldn't be alone. please let us
Mm.
reach out to people.
Okay,
Tell people what your issue, your problems,
okay,
and
okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
yes. Even if you feel alone, don't stay
yeah.
alone.
Don't stay
Make
alone.
an effort to reach out. I know
Yeah.
that when people are grieving, it's very difficult for them. Basic
Mm,
things like even reaching out to somebody can be very, very difficult. But we are just trying to encourage you that a lot of times when people are grieving, people come around them. But there's some people that don't even have people to come around them. And there's a certain grief that you may even be experiencing that people are not even aware of. And in that case, even though you feel alone, even though you may even be alone physically, please make an effort. It's going to be difficult. We are not saying it's easy,
mm, mm,
but make an effort to reach out. There's all so I one thing I've come to realize is that even in the loneliest season of our life, there's always somebody that God has positioned to
mm,
be there for
mm,
us. So look around. Who is that person that is still there for you? There's always somebody that if you look around, there's always somebody. That person may not even have been close to you all your life, but all of a sudden, you just see that the person sometimes will just check on you. The person sometimes will just maybe send you a message, or you just run into the person somewhere and you know that this person really cares for you. Please reach out. In places where you have access to maybe counselors and all that, reach out to them. Reach out to a grief coach, reach out to a grief counselor. If you can afford therapy, reach out. And if you cannot, just look for friends, look for family members, find somebody, even in your place of work, look for somebody that you know that this person has my attention. Please reach out. Because sometimes people feel that I don't want to disturb anybody. That is the mentality that we have. Oh, I don't want to disturb anybody. Please disturb people.
mm,
Because if you are drowning, you don't know how to swim and you fall into a river and you are drowning and you say, oh, I won't scream because I don't want to disturb anybody, you are going to die. So the same thing it is when we are going through grief or we are going through any difficult moment. If you feel alone, if you feel that, oh, this grief is consuming me, please shout, please scream, because at that moment you need help. You need someone to rescue you. It is better for you to be alive and have disturbed people, in quote, because like I say, a lot of time people don't mind being disturbed. So many times when we are going through grief, the reason why we are even alone a lot of times is because people don't even know how to help us.
mm,
Sometimes when they come around and they say, what can I do? You say, oh, don't worry, I'm okay. And then some people actually will take that word literally and say, oh, they will not worry because you said so. And that is why we talk about active listening. So don't, yes, you feel alone, you feel people don't understand you, but please make an effort. If you're a Christian, go to church. Even if you're not
mm,
a Christian, whatever kind of community you have, whatever kind of religious group that you have, find a way of pushing yourself. Let people in that group know that you need help, you need company. And I can assure you that when you scream, when you shout, you will find help. You will find somebody that actually comes out that is genuinely interested in helping you. Yeah. So just as we round up now, what is your final words to people that are here, people that watch the video later on?
yeah. And sorry, ma, before I answer that, I just wanted to relate to what you just said.
Okay.
That was what my brother was saying. He doesn't want to disturb
Mm,
some. He doesn't want to disturb anybody.
mm,
My brother said he doesn't want to disturb me or disturb
mm.
my. That's why he didn't see. So I'm just trying to relate to what you have
Yeah,
just said. That we
yeah,
should
yeah,
reach out
yeah,
and not.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that in fact that actually ties it not neatly now
Mm,
because of we don't want to disturb.
yes.
That was why he died because that kidney situation
So
could have been
yes.
affected.
Mm,
If the family got to know about it earlier, it could have
yeah.
been treated.
Yeah.
But because, oh, we don't want to disturb people. Meanwhile, you that they are saying they don't want to disturb, you don't mind being disturbed. In fact, you are angry now that they did not tell you.
Yes.
And now you have lost a loved one.
Mm,
So please, this is just to remind you a practical example that don't keep quiet. Don't keep quiet. If you belong to a group like this, reach out. Even if you're not part of a group and you're going through issues, I know that, oh, there are these women here, they are very loving. Let me just scream. At that point, people may, even if they whatever they want to say, let them say, but receive the help that you need.
Mm.
And then after that, yes, you can know whether you want to become part of that group. You know how to move forward, and you know how to like move on going forward. So yes, please reach out. All right, thank you for even bringing that in, because yeah, that ties neatly now as we round up.
Mm. So my final word will be, let us try to cultivate empathy.
Mm,
Let us watch out for people that are grieving, and even if they don't come to us,
mm,
let's reach out to them,
mm,
because some people it's difficult for them to reach out, like you just said.
yeah.
And then we shouldn't be judgmental.
Mm,
Always put people in your own shoe and see, if I'm the one, what will I do? So
yeah.
that's my final word for us tonight.
All
Thank you.
right. Okay. Thank you so much. We needed to hear this. Yeah. Let us reach out. And for you, if nobody reaches out to you, don't say, oh, because they didn't reach out, or because I asked them and they say, oh, nothing. And then you stayed back. Anybody that is grieving needs help.
Mm.
Even if they don't realize it, even if they say they don't need help, find ways of helping them. And above all, even if they don't want you to come around them, pray for them in your own closet, because that prayer too will go a long way. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, I know that some people are itching to talk. Yeah, Mama Faith. Okay, let me give you opportunity to say whatever you want to say. Go ahead, ma.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Sister Joy, God bless you for that
Amen. Thank you,
word you have shared. I was about to ask a question, but I think you just answered it now. I wanted to ask you that why did your brother not reach out? At least since you are calling him and he pick
ma'am.
up the phone. I wanted to say at least he could have tested you on the
Yes.
phone. You will see it. You know, it's kind of painful. We talk, you behave as if everything is normal and it's not normal. I can
Yeah.
feel your pain. Anyway, may his soul continue to rest in peace.
Amen. Amen.
Then number two, Pastor Amy just asked a question. Like me, I
Mm,
can tell you that is part of my passion. Naturally,
mm,
when I see people who are in need, I can't take away my eye from them. Many people can testify.
mm,
And recently, sometimes some people will give me money and we buy food stuff, we share for them, the needy and the widows. I put myself in some people's shoes. I can
mm,
tell you I'm far, far, far better than many other widows who are suffering. So recently, uh, early this year, I got to know about a woman. They say the husband died and she has 6 children. Among the
mm,
6 children, she still have like a 4 years old child. And to watch it in, and the
mm,
landlord wants to throw them out.
mm,
So I was just in the church like 3 weeks ago. I just had this leading to ask people to support that woman.
mm.
Trust me, Pastor Emu, people turn up. I have
Wow.
never seen it like that. She
Wow.
was just crying. She was happy. I
Mm,
had to send somebody to pay her house rent, pay everything she's owing. Now, the remaining money, I was able to say, okay, let her
mm,
go back and start selling some things. So it was the last time they do the video, maybe like over a
mm,
week now. She's now back selling, trying to sell what she's selling. And now see the little child sleeping. You understand where she's selling. I was so
mm.
happy, you know why? Because I was able to, in my own little way,
Yeah.
ask for support, and people turn up and I give it to her. So sometimes, no
Mm,
matter how small it is, we should
yeah.
try to support people who are really in need. Come
Mm,
to imagine like me now, let's say my children are still small and this thing happens to me. Where do you think I want to start from? Do you understand?
mm,
So I'm just using this opportunity to encourage every one of us, no matter how little we have, let's
yeah.
support people who are in need. Like you said, they say I'm fine. They are not fine. Oh. They are
Mm,
not fine. They will tell you I'm fine, but they are not fine. Because sometimes when such a thing happens, I'm
mm,
telling you, you can't even think, you don't even know what you are doing.
mm,
Do you understand?
mm,
Because your head is all over everywhere. Oh, this is just like a big blow. Boa. This thing happened, you are not expecting it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm just encouraging everybody in the house.
mm,
If you have any little opportunity, try to put smile No matter how small it still goes a long way. Praise the Lord.
Amen. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sister Faith, for sharing that. Yeah. Our little goes a long way in helping somebody. Have you not seen sometimes the clothes that you're not wearing that you think is old and you give it to somebody and that becomes that person's Sunday best? So your little goes a long way. Instead of you not giving at all because you are saying, oh, this is too small now, still give that little that you have because you never know whether somebody is going to bed hungry and that your £5 is what even provided bread for that person to eat. So your little goes a long way. And let us also learn to look out for the welfare of others because a lot of people are going through stuff and many of them will not talk. And whatever you do for somebody in their time of need is what they will really value. For instance, this your brother's children that you are paying their school fees now. When they grow up and they become somebody in future, they become influential person in future, a lot of relatives will begin to come around and introduce themselves.
Yeah.
And at that time, they want to now relate with them. But they know the person that has helped them to become who they are. So the way they will treat you will not be the same way they want to treat any other person. But the truth is that anybody that was there for you in your time of need, you know them. And when the time of reward comes, you also know how to also reward. And then, of course, let's also be conscious because some people you do things for them and they also forget as if it's nothing. So whatever that people do for us, let's also have in mind to appreciate those people. Yes, thank you so
Are you
much.
going through a traumatic experience? Does all hope seem lost? Are you looking for a way out? Then these books are for you. Mama Grace. He gave me comfort through the storm. All by Eyum Ejiga. These books are available in paperbacks, Kindle versions, and audiobooks on all Amazon websites worldwide and other online bookstores. You can also find the audiobooks on Audible and iTunes. So take heart. These books will show you the way out of trauma to triumph. And you will have the last laugh.